Just started on sorting the cables out because they're not loomed up properly, and look what I found here, dangling on the floor. Just what we need in the handlebar, so I'll get that sorted. And I don't know if cables are worth showing people what to do, but I'm just going to stick that on and we'll take it from there. Right, so the little bracket there that holds the clutch cable in is now on. I'm just going to dress that round again and tidy it up so it doesn't get caught under there. A little bit back, and that's perfect again. Yeah, perfect. Do this video again just in case. Right, what I've been doing is the back brake light. So if you can see, the brown is the positive and the pink is going to be the backlight switch. I've also put the cover on that slides over the switch, keeping the dust and the water out, or some of it out anyway, and should give you a long life. So let's see how that goes. Right, so we've got the cover on and plugged it all in. As you can see, it's quite neat. I've still got to sort these cables out here, how they lay, cut down the throttle. What I'm going to do now is just remove the carburetor on this side to make some space, just so I can make the loom nice and tidy. And then we're going to pull off the flywheel. I'm going to get my friend to get a CDI mount kit, because the bolts that are in there, A, they look really shoddy, and B, yes, it's a good earth, but one bolt, you know, with a Lambretta, the way they vibrate, not really ideal, is it? So I'm going to be back on in a few minutes when I've got the carburetor out the way, and we'll get the loom all nice and tidy, and then we'll take off the flywheel stator plate to fit the new one, which I'll show you as we go on. Right, it's time to take the flywheel off. The carburetor's out of the way. So, right, with the stator plate off, there's 3 10mm headed bolts that hold this stator plate in. This is a Scooters India one. I'm going to check it when we get it out. The owner has been saying he's not been getting much of a spark, so we'll check all the coils, etc., and see what we get there. I'm just going to take them bolts out, take the stator plate out, and we'll start again. Thank you. Right, we've got Scootronic's stator plate, which is this one, which is a really nice piece of kit by the looks of it. If it goes as well as it looks, my mate will be very pleased with that. I've checked the height of the K2 to the bottom, and they are exactly the same as the original Seal one, which is that one there. I can't see anything wrong with the Seal one, but I will go through the ohms reading or the coils, see if the trigger's working, etc. Make sure we've got continuity between there and there. It could have been that he had problems because the wiring loom was all over the place. What I've noticed as well, the screws that come with a Scootronic's kit are smaller. They also give you the clamp for the loom, and there is no washers, so I'm assuming you use the washers that were on the old bolts, which is here. So I'm going to use them anyway, just to make sure. I must admit I prefer the old bolts, because the depth of them going in and holding on the mag housing, to me, that's, you know, that's going into the engine past the mag housing, whereas that one there, it's not going to grab into the engine block as much. Take it away a bit, but I'm going to mount it. And right, I fitted the stator plate, timed up statically to 17 degrees. Must say it's because I'd already done the engine prior to this at 19. It's you won't be able to see that the marks are literally millimeters apart, which I suppose they should be. I'm surprised as well, mind you, the flywheel's the same, so, and so is the crankshaft. It's only the stator plate which I've moved around, and firing point showing on the window bang on. I've used some blue thread lock on the stator plate threads, so everything's all in and tight. All I've got to do now is put on the seal for this cable and start putting the loom in correctly and tidy it all up. So I'm just going to get the flywheel on. There's millions of videos out there showing you how to time and how to put flywheels on and off. It's quite standard in all the Lambrettas. I must admit I've never had a problem timing, but we'll see. There's always a first. I'm not counting my chickens yet till we strobe it, and obviously I'll show that the strobing being done on here. But apart from everything else, I'm quite happy the way that that's gone in. Top piece of kit, I must say, lines up nice. There's tons and tons of adjustment. This is only going to be static time to 17 degrees. The scooter engine itself is an RT225. We've modified the inlet to take a reed valve. It's got a MB Shorty under there. I recommend if anybody's got an open bell mouth carb, old style, just an inlet in there, do that upgrade. It's well worth it. It saves, I think it would pay for itself within a year if you do quite a lot of miles, because you're not spitting half your petrol out while you're driving down the road. You still get spit back, don't get me wrong, but it's not as bad as it would be on a normal open mouthed carburettor on a Lambretta. I mean, the guy who owns this, Andrew, he's been a few places on it since I built the engine for him, and apart from the bad spark is what he's been putting it down to, but looking at the wiring loom, it's a wonder it ever actually gave a spark. So I'm hoping, I've tested it already on kick and it's got a spark, but we've got no earths or anything yet, so I'm not expecting it to blow his socks off at the moment. But the spark was nice and strong. I prefer him to get the bracket for the rear frame instead of just bolting it through one hole. Like I say, when I don't know if the Indians did this, restored it years ago. I've got to sort out the wiring on this. I think it's a USB charger that's in the toolbox, but the actual wires to it are absolutely hideous. So, you know, the video was more for wiring than it was for timing, etc. It's just that obviously that's part of wiring, and if you look on the CDI itself, it's just standard red to red, white to white, and green to green, with the other green from the loom, which is here. That's brown, so I must have pushed the green through. Yes, I did. So the earthing point up in the handlebars would be that green. No problem at all. So I'll get cracking anyway, and we'll get this tidied up. I can't start it because I haven't got the rest of the exhaust is not coming till 5 o'clock tonight. So, and it's I haven't got a clue what it is. It's probably about 3 o'clock now. But I'm just going to tidy up that, put the flywheel on, tighten that down. It's all standard stuff, taking flywheels off, putting it on. There's no magic in it. Like I say, always use a holding tool. The benefit, like I say, with fitting an MB Shorty, best bit of kit I've ever put on a scooter, to be honest, especially a tuned scooter. It just works. It's as simple as that. And they're, what are they, about 90 quid? Peanuts. I've not put an LTH one on, the German one, so I haven't really got a clue how good they are. I like the position that the MB Shorty puts the carb in. It fits under a panel if you don't want to put a hole in your panel, and MB do sell an air filter to go around the edge of the carburettor bell mouth itself, so, or inlet mouth. My one, compared to this, I'm running a VHSH carb, which I think the revving and the pickup's 10 times better than the PHBH. They're a little bit long in the tooth now, but there's nothing wrong with them. It's just personal choice. Given, you know, for an extra 30 quid, I'd rather have the VHSH and jet that to work. Like I say, I'm going to tidy all this up and I'll put the rest of the cables back, and I don't know where the earth strap is from the engine to the chassis. We're going to need all that putting on. I'm going to make sure that the carbs in, the choke's working on the carb. I don't know who put them in. The choke itself, the screw was in. It must have been done up by Hercules. That was never coming out. Yeah, we're getting there with it. So it's probably a day's work to change this once you've stripped the framework down, the bodywork. This is how it's presented to me, so I've got to work with what I've got, and it's more for making a video for you folks than